Well, today, I want to talk about this idea that there's only one choice you ever need to make. That's right. We keep thinking there's all these choices we get to make, but there's only one. And that choice that we're trying to make is a choice of, do we buy into the fallacy that there are infinite things that we must work on, or can we just live in love? So that choice is, do you choose love or do you choose fear? Every thought, every feeling, every action we take comes from one of these two places. Are we living in love or are we living in fear? And I'll venture to say that most of the time we're living in fear. You see, love is not an emotion, it's a state of being. It's something you take into every situation. It's not that you fall in love with someone, but you bring love into your relationship with that someone. And if they bring love into that relationship with you, you have a loving relationship. This can be with anyone. Love is not limited to a life partner, a spouse, a child, a mother, a father. It's unlimited. You can do it with anyone. So let's take that further. The state of being. It's a state of complete and total acceptance. That's right. A state of complete and total acceptance. So if I were to look at you and say, I love Lee Wallach, what I really am saying to you is I accept Lee Wallach in his totality. I accept the good. I accept the bad. I accept all the great things that happened. I accept all the things that were not so great. I accept every aspect of Lee, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So when I'm in acceptance, I'm in a state of love. And from this state of acceptance, naturally, what comes next? The thing we most desire, total peace of mind. So think about it. Follow the chain. Love is not an emotion. It's a state of being. It is a state of complete and total acceptance. And when you are in love and acceptance, you have a state of perfect peace of mind. And I'm sure if you think about it, you can recall times in your life when you've had that, when you've felt that state of peace of mind. And because you felt that state of peace of mind, guess what? You accepted yourself in that moment. You may not have thought about it, but you accepted yourself. And when you accepted yourself, you were living in a state of love. So what's your other choice? What seems to be the go-to for most people in the world? It's a state of fear. What is fear? Fear is a state of tension and discomfort. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? What causes, then, this state of tension and discomfort? Only one thing: judgment. Without judgment, there is no fear. Judgment is that which causes us separation. Judgment takes us out of love. Judgment takes us out of acceptance, doesn't it? You can't accept something if you're judging it. And if you're judging something and you can't accept it, then you're not in a state of love. And what's the result of judgment? When in fear, our experience is one of conflict. Conflict within ourselves, conflict within others. Think about what's going on in the world today. There's all this judgment out there. You're on this side or you're on that side. And now we're in conflict because we're going to defend that. We're not going to be in love. We're not going to be in love at all. We're going to be in judgment. We're going to be in a state of fear. So what's really interesting is that the great religions of the world, and I'll speak to Catholicism and to Christianity, that's what I was born in and raised in. I'm not I'm not a follower. I'm not a part of the Christian faith anymore. I've left that behind because to me, it was about dogma as opposed to about love. And I think what the great master teacher Jesus said is to love others as you love yourself. Well, when you're in judgment, you're not in love. So when you're judging others, it's not what the master teacher taught. It's not the lesson of the religion. We've adopted religions that are centered in judgment and not in love. And we've done that because we've got this thing called fear. And we just think we've got to be in control. And that's probably one of the greatest things that leads us into the state of fear is that in order to be out of fear, in order to accept everything, we've got to let go of our judgment. Oh my God. And we got to let go of trying to control everything. Control takes us down. It takes us out of that state of beautiful love and acceptance. This is probably one of the most difficult things for people to relax. They don't want to relax because they want to feel in control of all their thoughts and all their emotions. And they want to be in control of everything that everyone does so that everyone meets their standard of living. And if they don't, they're fearful that their needs won't get made. Guess what? You're out of love. We have been given the gift of freedom, the gift to choose each and every moment, to choose love or to choose fear. You don't have to go reconcile the past. You can choose new right now. And then again, guess what? Your ego is going to come into play and you may choose fear. It's never going to be a situation where you're always choosing love. We live in a world of contrast. We live in a world of duality. I believe we live in the world of duality so we can experience love. We can experience love at its deepest level. Think about this. If fear did not exist, if judgment did not exist, if conflict did not exist, could we know well-being? Could we know peace of mind? Could we know acceptance? No. It's just like the fish in the ocean. Tell the fish, tell me what the experience of water is. Fish would have no idea. It just takes it for granted. Just like we take for granted the fact that contrast is there for our experience. When we choose love, we're choosing to see ourselves and others as we truly are. We're looking beyond the judgments, beyond the limitations, beyond the stories that fear has written, and we're seeing the truth of our shared humanity. We're all here together, learning and growing in how to be love. See, can you choose to see yourself as whole and perfect? And can you choose to see your neighbor or a workmate, a friend, a spouse, a child, a parent as they are? And here's how they are: unique. They're here to be their unique selves. I hear people talk about that God has a purpose for you. No, God doesn't. God created you unique. God gave you the power to think. God told you, or you should know by now, that your thoughts create. As you think, it is done unto you. The Bible says it so clearly. It is done unto you as you believe. But there's no right path. That your life purpose is what you choose it to be. And guess what? You get to choose over and over again. It's going to change. What I have found is that as my life purpose becomes more evolved, it's more about being of service to others. So when I'm doing all this work on meditating, teaching, and all of that, it's about being of service to others. To do what? To find out how to better self-love so we can love others, and how we can become self-empowered. We can take back our control to choose love instead of fear. So how can I choose to be love in this moment? Just let go. Just relax. The greatest way I know to experience love is through the power of relaxing. Because when you relax, you're relaxing the desires and sensations in the body, and you're relaxing the mind to take it out of judgment. That will bring peace of mind, which brings the state of love. You see, choosing love doesn't mean we'll never fear. Fear is natural. It's human. But when we see fear for what it is, a passing cloud in the sky of our awareness, we can gently let it go. That's right. We have the ability, when we're aware, to see fear, feel it, accept it, understand it, and let it go. One of my favorite affirmations right now is, I accept what is, and I allow any negativity to move through me without affecting me. I've accepted there will be negativity. I'm accepting what is. Accepting what is the state of love. I choose to live in love. I choose not to argue to be right. You see, fear is simply a call for love. Fear is an emotion that can be very painful to stimulate you, to awaken you that this is not natural. This is not where I should be. But unfortunately for many of us, in fact, most of us, we have become numb to the fact that fear is running our lives. We've taken it for granted that fear is there. The pain becomes normal, and it's just not normal. I believe that each of us wants peace of mind more than anything. And with this in mind, guess what? We only have one choice. We have the choice to choose love. Love is really all there is. And love begins and ends with you.